My name is Brian Hart, and I'm Director for the Forsyth County Public Library. Welcome to Forsyth County at Work for You. In the coming months, we'll highlight the people, places, and programs that make living in Forsyth County so special. Today, we'll be taking a look at the Stepping Up Initiative. This is a year-long program that works with people in the Forsyth County Detention Center who suffer from various forms of mental illness or substance abuse. Stepping Up works directly with program participants to create a transition plan that helps them become self-sufficient once they're released. The program initially began serving women in 2017 and recently began working with men as well.
One thing that sticks out for me, they can invite family, friends, whatnot. And one graduation, we have refreshments and whatnot, and I was sitting with a couple and found out that one of our graduates was their granddaughter, and the granddaughter lived with them, and they were so pleased with the program, and they said to me, "We've tried so many programs for our granddaughter, but this is the only one that's worked." And if we help these ladies to, over their drug addiction or alcohol addiction, my hope is they can go back and take care of their children. Then we have solved problems for Department of Social Services. We've solved a lot of problems and helped so many people, and down the line, they can be productive citizens, they can be taxpayers, and home with and create home for their children. So I just think it's a great fit for not only Forsyth County but other counties. It's a national initiative. To me, if you save one, you've made great progress. And so I'm very pleased with the outcome so far, and looking forward to working with the men and helping the men with their problems also.
From the family perspective, what the county is investing in the program is staff, is wraparound services for these individuals, and a sense of community, creating a sense of community that these ladies at the time were not alone, that you're not trying to deal and rebuild your life by yourself. And so I think from the county's perspective, we just wanted to make sure that these ladies knew that there was somebody standing behind them with a helping hand, not giving them a handout. They had to work for it, but they could succeed, and to help them see that they were successful. And that's the biggest thing.
When we first started, we did receive grants from the Winston-Salem Foundation and the Kate B. Reynolds Foundation as well. We currently still have our third year of grant funding from Winston-Salem Foundation.
And obviously there are various forms of mental illness, so does the program tailor its approach to deal with participants based upon their specific needs?
Yes, we look at mental health and substance use. Those are our two big ones that we look at, and that is for the adult population. So we tailor it by, one, we do a mental health and a substance use screen for every participant that's referred to our program. And then that participant also has to create a transition plan. So it lists every need that they have, from do they need an ID in order to get a place to live or a job, to do they want to be reunified with their children. So we really look from A to Z. What are the things you want to work on when you are released from jail and back in the community?
Can you talk a little bit about program participant eligibility?
Sure. As I also stated, we do a mental health and a substance use screen. So participants have to meet a threshold score on at least one of those screens in order to be eligible for the program. Another part we have to consider is also what are their current legal charges. We cannot accept someone who may have a pending charge of murder or habitual felon, but we will look at all other cases. Preference is for nonviolent, but we do take people who have violent offenses. It's just the nature of the beast for people who do suffer with severe mental illness.
So earlier you spoke about the 5 key concepts to recovery. Could you list those out again?
The 5 key concepts of recovery is the basis of the RAP program. They are hope, personal responsibility, education, self-advocacy, and support. You know, that's the foundation of recovery right there. But once they identify the things that they need to do for themselves, and take personal responsibility, they're well on their way. And so all we can do is connect them to the resources that's going to help them, but they have to take the personal responsibility to apply the things to their lives in which they know will help.
So we know that the Stepping Up initiative and program is essentially a one-year program that culminates with graduation, and obviously there's peer support that happens even beyond that. But can you walk us through kind of a typical, path in the Stepping Up program?
Okay, so as far as my role is concerned, I usually meet with the person after they have had an interview with the staff, qualifying them to become part of the program. Once that is done, I meet with them, introduce myself to them. I also introduce them to the RAP program and help them at that point to create a plan so that they will not have to come back. Some of the things that I do with them is help them take a look at some of the reasons that they landed up there and create a plan. One of the things I like to ask them off top is, what are you hopeful for? And at that point, there we'll begin to identify different things that they are hopeful for. Some of them have of course, they're going to identify, I hope to have change the way that I live. I hope to have gained employment. I hope to be reconnected back to my family. So it's basically like setting a goal for them. They're taking a look at the things that they want to accomplish in their lives, and we support them with that right there. Again, we meet with them in a group once they are released, and they talk about some of their challenges and some of their successes. So I've heard many people come in, smiling and say, I met with my child today and things are looking good. We laugh, we cry together. It's just a wonderful process, but we follow them and we support them in any area in which they need support in. We let them know that they do not have to walk this walk alone. We're here. I try to build a rapport with them by relating, letting them know that I have been behind the walls myself. I give them opportunity to talk and ask questions. I explained to them that there were certain things that I had to do in order to change my life, and I was here to support them and help them to identify the things that they could do. Everybody needs somebody to listen to them. A lot of people feel like they're not being heard. A lot of people don't know how to advocate for themselves and say, this has worked for me and this has not. Quite a few people that I have supported have become responsible, just by focusing on the 5 key concepts of recovery.
But can you talk about how the program itself is assessed and measured in terms of its overall success?
Stepping Up processed End Recidivism, so we definitely track recidivism. For each of our graduates, we look to see if they have reoffended at a 1-year, 2-year, and a 3-year mark. We get this information from the jail, and we can also pull this information from the police department to see if they have reoffended. Those who stay committed to the program, I will say for each person it has been a success for them. We've been able to find people housing, we've been able to help people get a job, we've been able to help people be reunited with their children. It may not seem large or a big fiscal thing, but in those people's lives, that means a lot to them, and so that means a lot to us. Yes, the graduation ceremonies for the super participants, usually it's at the end of a year. Sometimes it may be a little longer, but what we like to do is really focus on each individual. We have purchased capes for each one to wear. So each participant gets to wear a cape as they are walking down the aisle to receive their certificate. They get a certificate. We have created some t-shirts about I'm a Superwoman or I'm a Superman. They receive one of those t-shirts, along with some gifts, from the team as well.
Oh my goodness, just go to a graduation. That's all you have to do is go to a graduation, see the smiles and see the tears. And then when the ladies, they're just so proud of what they've done. You can hand them that certificate, and it's the same as if for some people have gotten their high school diploma. It's just a rewarding feeling, not only for me, but for them, and they get emotional when they're saying thank you, and sometimes I get emotional too, because I just am so grateful that we have this avenue for these ladies.
I think that the next phase will be expanding and having additional staff to support the men that are coming into the program. I think some of the small successes in the Stepping Up program will translate into future successes.